Hey there and welcome back. You're watching part 2 of the video series I made in which I am going to introduce to you the content of a theory of knowledge essay that I wrote, which is titled Deconstructing the Human Condition. In this episode I'm going to read to you an extract of from chapter 1, which is titled Concise History of Knowledge and a Napkin Sketch of the World. I'm not going to start at the start of the chapter, I'm just going to dive into the text. I hope you enjoy it. Here goes. The areas of knowledge that shall be identified and looked at in some detail within the scope of this essay are, in alphabetical order, the arts, ethics, history, the human sciences, mathematics, the natural sciences, and religion. But before we continue on our quest, we will put a few practical handholds and footrests on that elusive phenomenon that goes by the name of knowledge. Knowledge is not a fixed given. It has a fluid presence and is permanently subject to adaptation. A simple reality check will tell you that you would not be able to change your mind with a solid lump of knowledge in your head. In its raw and unrefined state, information is not knowledge, and by that same token, knowledge does not equal wisdom, per se. Information permeates reality from many different sources and in many different guises, such as written statements, sound bites, visual imagery, and all manner of exotic combinations thereof. Information, as in input, finds us through our cultural heritage, which often appears to be synonymous with common sense to many of us. And then there is schools, the media, the internet, popular opinion, prescriptive theories, and what have you. As far as the knowledge factor is concerned, these sources can, generally speaking, be classified as second-hand knowledge, as in raw input, and in a sense not quite unlike hearsay in that they come to you as opposed to from you, which would be less or more refined output. Information, when being spread in an open-minded, truth-seeking spirit, should not pose any discernible impediments to reason, whereas propaganda, in its broadest sense, is designed to do just that. Think, for instance, advertising. When framed as a form of organized and willful persuasion that subordinates truth and reason to the immediate persuasiveness of a given statement or message. Through the absorption of and internalizing of information, you may arrive at some sense of first-hand knowledge by way of study, reflection, practice, experience, faith, and the exercising of sound judgment, to be stored in and rendered retrievable, hopefully, from your long and short-term memory banks. Conversely, first-hand knowledge may also come to you disguised as intuition, inspiration, instinct, and, again, common sense. Common sense, as a function of cultural heritage, is that ubiquitously pervasive body of homegrown beliefs, customs, rituals, traditions, and opinions cultivated and treasured within a given culture and handed down through consecutive generations of individuals without necessarily being given a great deal of critical scrutiny before being adopted by new recipients. Cultural environment and inherited common sense, nevertheless, insidiously and tenaciously conspire to color the pre-programmed numbers outlining the shape and relevant dimensions of the go-to outlook on reality of these same human individuals and their respective communities alike. And honestly, how often do you sit down and really think about any and all of the elements that define who you are as a person within your own cultural niche? To expose the inner workings of common sense, you are invited to wonder about why you put on your underwear first when you dress in the morning, or why you eat the food you eat, or speak the language you speak, or why you read from left to right, or why you believe that Santa Claus is an elderly, white, male Caucasian dressed in a red suit who travels the world in a sled pulled by 6 reindeer that can fly, incidentally, or that death is a skeleton in a black robe wielding a scythe, or that the sun rises in the east, or that your map of the world is an accurate and unbiased representation of reality. Wisdom as a function of knowledge requires the balanced application of more good judgment, breadth of vision, self-knowledge, responsibility, and intellectual humility. The occurrence of wisdom in humans is not exclusive to any particular age group, gender, or social stratum, and in its nature, wisdom is probably even more personal than first-hand knowledge. In that light, the contemplative, weathered sage with the red bead necklace in the orange robe, mindfully strolling uphill on that distant mountain in a land far away, may not by necessity represent the source of wisdom that you require to survive in the here and now. That said, wisdom might and probably will find its way to you, so have faith, but do not hold your breath for more than 1 to 5 minutes, if you know what's good for you, and depending, of course, on your level of pulmonary and cardio fitness, of course. Seeing that even when you give us humans all the information we need, the message may and does often still elude us. So that was an extract of chapter 1 of my essay, Deconstructing the Human Condition. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, be sure to like it, share it, subscribe to my YouTube channel. For now, thank you for watching, and hopefully I will see you again soon. Bye-bye!